more popular, discussing deep revelations. We find strength in each word. The Kingdom Conversations, with voices in each word. The Kingdom Conversations, where voices can be heard. The Kingdom Conversations, where voices can be heard. Join us on the airwaves. Come on and take the seat. The Kingdom Conversations, a place where all can meet together. We'll strive. In faith we will rise. On Voice of the Nation Radio, our spirits reach the sky. Voice rise, rise. In faith we will rise. On Voice of the Nation Radio, our spirits reach the sky.
Hello. You are welcome to Kingdom Conversation that comes on live on every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in ATL's time, and from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Ghana time, and from 10 to 11 in UK's time. On Voice of the Nation Radio, that you can watch us live on Facebook and all the social media handles. You can also listen to us on TuneIn, and also you can listen to us on Modern Ghana. In any ways, let your voice be heard. So, as usual, today we have our special guest. He's going to talk about appreciation. And as usual, please tell a friend to tell a friend. And also share, like, and follow. Share, like, and follow. And don't be selfish, as I always say. You tell a friend to tell a friend, because you're going to be blessed and you'll learn a lot out of it tonight. And tell all your family, friends. Like I'll be saying, even those you don't like, if they behave well, it's good for you, because they ain't going to do anything to hurt you. So this is the best gift that you can give it to them. So again, this is Kingdom Conversations. I know we used to start at 6 p.m. to 7, but now we move the time back, which is 5 p.m. that I know is good for all of us. So to all our listeners, to all our viewers, please share, like, and follow. And as I said, tonight's topic is appreciation. We have Sir and me. He have essentials. I always say he's my nephew. At the same time, he anything. You can call him pastor. He's I don't know, but he has so much credentials that as time goes on, I will know more about him. So tonight we have Nana Safo Daku, who is going to talk to us about appreciation. And as usual, we'll take a little bit short break and then we'll be right back. But then ask yourself, when you talk about appreciation, what is appreciate? We always talk, I appreciate you, I appreciate you. So we're talking about appreciation. So what it is about, and he's going to break it down, tell us, and we're going to learn a lot. So we take a little bit short break and then we'll be right back. But you tell a friend to tell a friend. And again, you are watching and listening to Kingdom Conversation that comes on every Wednesday on Voice of the Nation Radio, that you can listen to us on TuneIn. You can also listen to us on Modern Ghana. You can watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media handles. And you tell a friend to tell a friend. You share, like, and follow. Share, like, and follow. So we take a short break and then we'll be right back. And tonight the topic is appreciation.
Central time, where the Kingdom Conversations we unite as one. Very lovely, spreading light like the sun. On Voice of the Nation Radio, we gather round, talking about our faith, a message so profound. From every corner of the world, we come together. making the gospel popular, discussing deep revelations. We find strength in each word, the kingdom conversations. With voices in each word, the kingdom conversations, where voices can be heard. The kingdom conversation, where voices can be heard. Join us on the airwaves. Come on and take the seat. The kingdom conversation, a place where all can meet together. We'll strive. In faith we will rise. On Voice of the Nation Radio, our spirits reach the sky. Eyes lost, prayers high. In faith we will rise. On Voice of the Nation Radio, our spirits reach the sky.
Yes, again, so yeah, welcome to Kingdom Conversation that comes on live on every Wednesday from 5 to 6 in UK in ATL's time, and from 9 to 10 in Ghana time, and from 10 to 11 in UK's time. So let your voice be heard. And again, you can watch us live on Facebook or on YouTube and all the social media handles. And you can also listen to us on TuneIn. And like I always say, like just in your car, just tune in, put on TuneIn, Voice of the Nation, and you can listen to us live. And you can also listen to us on Modern Ghana. In any way, let your voice be heard. So tonight I have Mr. Michael Osei Safo-Darko with us, and he's gonna talk to us about appreciation. Hello, Mr. Mike. Pacho Otideng. Yes. Me Adam, like I'll be saying, he's my nephew, he's my pastor, he's everything, you know what I mean? And believe me, he have so much, he's dope, so much information, and we have a lot to learn, and we have a lot to share. So you tell a friend to tell a friend, and share, like, and follow. Share, like, and follow, and please you tell a friend to tell a friend. Yeah, so Mike, I know, like I said, you tell us a little bit about yourself. Kakra na afi no. Like your topic is appreciation. Because the first now is what it is, which we know everybody knows what is appreciation. But then, I know it's gonna give us more insight, because it's like there's more hidden things around it that we need to know. So, Mike, Mipacho, over to you.
Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. My name is Michael Darko, as Uncle Barry has already said, and I am doing a presentation on appreciation.
Yes.
We have put it into bracket, the hidden miracle. So I'll be talking more on appreciation, and then we'll look at the miraculous aspect of appreciation. Okay, so in my simple definition, appreciation basically is the evidence that is there to prove that something has been registered on our senses. When I talk about the senses, we talk about the 5 senses that we have. Either you have seen something, you have heard something, you have been able to feel something, or you've had a touch of something. You've been able to smell something, or you've been able to taste something. So our normal 5 senses that we have. When we talk about appreciation, it is the evidence that something that is pleasant to us has been registered on one of our senses. So for example, appreciation is the evidence to show that I have seen something that is pleasant. And then my response to that thing becomes appreciation. Or possibly I've heard something that is pleasant, and then I want to respond to that stimuli that I receive. That is my simple definition of appreciation. It is
Mm.
not always in what we see. Sometimes it's in the other senses. So you hear somebody and the person says, I really like your food. The food
Mhm.
tastes real great. Yes, the person is dealing with the taste of the food. And what the person wants to imply is that I have been able to taste it and it has been registered on my taste bud. And I want you to know that this is the evidence. I tasted it and the food is
Mhm.
very good. So it has to do with our five
Me.
senses. When we are able to register something that is pleasant on the senses, the way we respond to it is what we call appreciation. So
Mm.
I'll take some few scenarios. I would want to put all of us in some particular shoes, and then we would see if we were okay with how other people reacted in regard to appreciation.
Mm.
Have you ever had an instance where you sent something to somebody? It could either be through a bank account, through another person, maybe it was some sum of money, or maybe
Mhm.
a gift, and then you sent it through a medium to another person. Let's say it was a
Mhm.
bank account, and so you deposited 2,000 US dollars into the person's account.
Mhm.
Only for you to call back after 4 days or after a week and then tell the person, did you receive the money that I sent to you 4 days ago or a week ago? And the person tells you, yeah, I received it. I received it, but I have been a bit busy this week. That is why I
Mm.
have not been able to get back to you. Yeah, sorry. I'm very grateful. I thank you. How do you feel?
Mm.
Even though the person has come back to appreciate, if you are not careful, you begin to feel that, so do I have to remind you to appreciate what I have given to you? When was
Exactly.
this registered on your senses? When did you see it? You are confirming that you saw it the day I sent it. So
Mhm.
what happened to the 4, 5, 6, 7 days? You
Yes.
haven't gotten back to me. And if
Mhm.
you have been in such a shoe, you realize that it's very, very painful. Sometimes you even regret that you did something good. So basically, appreciation is there to give us the strength to carry on with anything that is good.
Mm.
Let me take the second scenario. The second scenario happens when you've been working in a firm or you have the opportunity to work in a company or with another person as an entrepreneur. Only for you to tell the person one day that I want to move to another firm or I don't want to work here again. I want to go and do my own stuff. Then the person sits you down and the person tells you, do you have any problem with our setup? Is your issue about this condition of service? If you don't mind, I can even give you a double pay if that
Mhm.
is what will let you stay. And then you begin to ask yourself, you have the opportunity to give me double pay. So how come you are denying me of a double
Why
pay?
you waited
Eh,
that long, right?
Yeah, yeah. You want me to tell you I want to leave before you tell me you are going to give me a new car, before you
Mm.
tell me we are ready to give you a house, the company is
Mm.
ready to do this A, B, C, D, and E for you. And so
Mm.
you begin to ask yourself, what happened? Were you not seeing my inputs? Are you now seeing my inputs? Now that I want to leave to another firm, are you now coming to appreciate what I have been doing all this while? And
Mm.
sometimes it happens and it's so severe that you move to another company only for the person to call you and tell you, you were very good. You were helping us here and there. Now that you left, you are not even getting anybody to fill in your position or your seat. And then the appreciation didn't come at the time when the person wanted to be appreciated.
Mm.
So I'll give you the third scenario and then we would link up one or two things. Because I want it to be very interactive,
Mhm.
maybe I'll be giving the opportunity for you to share some scenario in which somebody was supposed to appreciate either on time or to appreciate a particular activity, but the person overlooked it until you reacted in another form that was unpleasant. And the
Mm.
person had to now come back to his or her senses and know that you should have been appreciated some time back. We have been to a number of funerals, we've been to a number of places, and they read a biography of people. And you sit down and you ask, did this man ever live on the earth? Did this woman ever live on this planet? Did she live in heaven or she was living on the earth? You only hear the best part of the person when the person is away, when the person is dead, and you see the whole family reading, you were precious this to us, you were a treasure, you were that. But if you had the opportunity to live with the same people, you realize that they were ill treating this person, they were mishandling this person. Nobody even cared about the person. Even the basic needs of the person was not catered for. But you see these people, and then everybody saying very good things about this person. And you ask yourself, did this person ever live on this planet? Did we ever have such good people on our planet? It's all because of this same topic that we want to treat today, and it's entitled Appreciation. Hello.
Yes.
I know maybe you might be thinking about a number of other things that people did that they were not appreciated. But I would only list a few things that appreciation can bring into a person's life.
Yes.
I had the opportunity to listen to the program last week, Wednesday, on giving. And I saw, or I realized that Uncle Barry was telling us more about giving. You have to give, you have to do this, you have to give, and then it's sacrificial. Sometimes you don't even expect anything in return.
Yeah.
And appreciation is the second side of giving.
Wow.
It's the second side of giving.
Okay.
After you have given, you expect to be appreciated, even if not paid back, even if nothing else comes out of it. There should be some kind of appreciation. Okay, I would want to touch on one or two things that used to be done way back in history. I don't really know what you believe in, but that is not the reason why we are here. Maybe you might not believe in tithing, okay? You might say it's a thing of the past. Some other people also believe that there is something which is tithing, which exists in our time. But my purpose for this delivery is not to say it's still in progress or it's a thing of the past. But somewhere in the history of God's work with his people, we saw things like tithing. And the reason why God brought tithing, a side of it was to bless the people, the job, to protect their job, to do ABCD. That was the human side of it.
Okay.
But there was a godly side of it that we are going to touch on today. In fact, you can't give 1/10 of what you have when you haven't seen all the 10. Otherwise, you'll be tithing wrongly. So anybody who's tithing right has had the opportunity to look at all the income, all the things that God has given. Then, after assessing the full thing that you have received, you divide it into 10 and then you give 1 to God. One reason why God brought the tithing was to give us the opportunity to have a full sight of what he has given to us. And then we appreciate. So if I don't know the 10, how do I give the 1? So one other brain behind tithing was to allow you to look at what God has given to you. Like we're having a study on giving last week.
Yes.
If you see what somebody has given, then you have the opportunity to come out to take a 10th. So you can never give 1 out of the 10 when you haven't sat down to assess and analyze the 10. So it is after you have assessed and know God gave me $1,000, then I can come in to give $100. If you tell me you came to give a tithe of $100, what was your standard? What did you see? What did you receive? So God wanted us to be able to sit and appreciate what he has done. Sit and be able to get a full view and a full figure of what we have received. And after we have received it, then we can sit and say, this is 1 out of 10. Out of 10, because I have seen the full 10. And then I can take 1 out of it. So in God's mind, God wanted us to learn how to appreciate. And that is why in everything that we give to God, God puts standards there. Because if you can't see the full view, how do you give a part of it? How do you even know what God has done? unless you
Mm.
sit down and do analysis on everything. Okay, I'll talk a bit about God Himself. We don't see much of the character of God when we start reading the creation story. We
Okay.
start from Genesis chapter 1, we read down, down, down. And then you see that God has a particular kind of way He appreciates what He does. Okay. So you read the Bible, and then in about 6 instances or even more, you see that the Bible uses the phrase, and God saw,
Yeah.
and God saw,
Mm-hmm.
and God saw. And when the Bible uses God saw, the next thing you see is that God saw that it was good,
Mm-hmm.
and God saw that it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are different ways of appreciation. Okay. One, you need to be able to appreciate yourself. You also need to be able to appreciate other people. Again, you should also be able to appreciate what nature has brought to you.
Mm.
Either you believe in God and so you want to believe that this came from God. The kind of acknowledgement that you give tells us that you have received what was given to you. Let's not forget that in my small definition, I defined appreciation as the evidence of
Mm-hmm.
being able to respond to the pleasant things that you have received or you have registered on your senses. So
Mm.
you see God say, and God saw, and
Mm-hmm.
God saw.
Mm-hmm.
From day one, God was seeing good things, even though in the mind of God, He knew there was 7 more to go, there was 8 more to go. And the more you continue to see good things about yourself or what you are doing, and the more you continue to appreciate what you have done, it is
Mm-hmm.
the strength that urges you on for you to be able to do more. If you start doing something, and then from the first day that you start doing it, you come out to say, I don't see the thing is bad. It doesn't look nice. It doesn't look good. If you are not careful, the strength that you need to complete whatever thing you are doing will not be there. And so
Mm.
that is the nature of God that He also gave to us. So even when you continually keep on not appreciating what you do as a person, it kills your strength. And it gets to a point where you can't be fruitful. You can't do more. Why? Because you have even failed to appreciate, you fail to see, you fail to hear, you fail to feel whatever thing is around that you need to do. So, this is the personal side of it when you have to be eternally motivated to do what you do. Now,
Mm.
we are looking at appreciation between two people. For example, if you are working with someone and then you realize that the person is really helpful, there's a need for you to appreciate the person. I'll talk about 2 out of 3 kinds of ways that we need to appreciate people. One, appreciation should be immediate, it should be in sessions. The
Mm.
wrong thing that we usually do is that we only appreciate when things have become complete. So, for example, you called in somebody to come and work in your house, possibly come and clean your house.
Mm-hmm.
The person cleans the hall, and you are looking at the person. You want the person to move to the bedroom, move to the washroom, move. And when the person is done,
Mm-hmm.
you come and tell the person that, thank you very much for cleaning my house. Listen, we have had a lot of people who have become dishonest. We
Mm.
have had a lot of people who have become unfaithful, not because they wanted to be unfaithful, but because the appreciation came at a later time. The
Mm.
appreciation would have come earlier. After the first effort, there should have been some thank you somewhere. But the person kept waiting. The thank you didn't come, third, fourth, fifth. And so it gets to another time where the person begins to feel that I am not being appreciated. So why do I put in all the effort when this person keeps looking at me and is not appreciating me? So the mistake that we usually commit is that we want to see the work in completion before we come to appreciate the work that has been done. But
Mm.
that was not the nature of God. From day one, just light on the earth. God saw that it was good. In his mind, he was going to see the world like we see today, with a sun, with fishes, with everything. But he started declaring in his mind, he started seeing something good from day one. And the second day, he's seeing something good. There's 5 more to go. He's seeing something good. 3 more to go. He's seeing something good. 2 more to go. He's still seeing something good. For most of us, we are not able to replicate that nature of God. And so after people have done 7 out of 10, we are still asking them, what happened to the 3? When are you going to do the 3 for me? When are you going to finish this job? When are you going to do that? When you do that, you are going to strain the person. You are going to put the person under frustration. And even if the person has to give his best because of the comments that have started coming, if you don't meet somebody who really fears God, the person will start being dishonest and being unfaithful. It happens in workplaces, it happens even in the family life, even in marriage, where people are expecting you to appreciate them. The second thing I would want to talk about, appreciation should be specific. It should be specific. It should not be generalized. There are times where somebody, for example, you go to the church or you go to a place, a public place, or possibly a corporate area, and they give you a gift. Maybe they give you 15,000 US dollars. You can't just come and say, thank you. I thank the company for giving me $15,000. If you have the opportunity to seek and know who exactly gave it out, you have to ask, who gave this thing to me? Who did this? Who did this? There was one instant where I was in copy, so I observed. There was a woman who wanted to give a funeral donation to another woman. And then she gave the money to the woman's brother. And when she gave the money to the woman's brother, the man went to donate it. And when he went, he just said, a friend of mine says I should donate this to the family, without mentioning the name of the woman. So all along, because the woman had not been called and the woman had not been appreciated in person, when the appreciation had not been specific, the woman kept thinking that the donation had not reached the family. The family had only said thank you to whoever brought it. And then till the last time I heard about it, the woman said, I believe this man has not given the thing to the family. So sometimes appreciation has to be specific. If somebody gives you something, you should know who exactly gave it to you. And that is why God sometimes is so angry when we don't appreciate him and then we are just okay. He wants us to know it's coming from him. He's the one. And we need to go and thank him. You don't just give his glory to anybody. It's sometimes very painful. Okay. Another way of showing appreciation. There are times when we feel that people are not supposed to be appreciated because they haven't done any good thing for us. It is also very risky. Let me give you an example. Let me put you in one other scenario. There are times where you see people declaring openly, they are professing that my daddy did not take care of me, so I'm not ready to take care of that man. That man is a very irresponsible man. And so I'm not going to invest even a dollar on that man, or I'm not going to help him in any way.
A dollar, you're giving too much. A penny.
I'll make sure that nothing of mine goes to him, not even a penny. Thank you very much. Good. If you come to our setting, the African setting, okay, you realize that your father would have decided to use you for a ritual. So that when he gets the money, he uses the money to take care of your other siblings and then the family. And then nobody would have come to tell him that this man was irresponsible. He was not taking care. He didn't pay my fees. He didn't pay this. He didn't pay this. Put it at the back of your mind that you are billions of money as you walk around. Your father just left you to that billions that he could have made with you. But he decided to be God-fearing. He decided, okay, I don't have money and I can't take care of my children too, but I'm going to manage it rather than taking them to go and get the billions and take care of the rest. If your father had used you for a sacrifice, your other siblings would have been thanking him that he gave them the best of education. He gave them the best of houses and cars to ride in. So there are times where in our minds, we think people should have done more. And you think, that's my brother. He's a wicked man. He should have been giving me money every month, every week. He should have been giving me this. But note, if he has not given anything to you, and he has also not put the family under some kind of pressure, he has not done something that is very atrocious to the family, you have to manage and still thank God that you have a brother who doesn't give to anybody, but does not cause anybody any form of pain. So sometimes, because people have not been able to live to a particular standard, we find it so difficult to appreciate them. But note, the first man who died was killed by his brother.
Yes. Cain and Abel, right?
Yeah, Abel, Cain and Abel. If Cain had decided to be very wicked to Abel by not giving him any of his food, by not helping him in any way, Abel would have been complaining, I have a wicked brother. I have a wicked brother. But he wouldn't have been even more wicked if he had not killed him. So if you have a relative, you have a working colleague, you have somebody who is allowing you to live your life in your poverty, allowing you to go through your stress without minding you, you still have to thank God that no wrong thought or no evil thought or no sinful thought has overcome him for him to take an action that would have been more atrocious than the person is doing. So, who deserves appreciation? Everybody does, whether they have helped you or they haven't. Because if they go crazy right now, they can kill you. So just the matter, just the mere fact that they are walking around you, being wicked, always insulting you, always not making you happy, you need to manage it. It's a painful thing to say anyway, but people could have been worse than they are now. And so we still need to appreciate those who have not been very kind or who have not been very fair to us. I'll take a scenario in the Bible. There was a man called David. David helped a man in the Bible, and his name was Nabal. The Bible says he was taking care of the man's sheep, he was taking care of the man's heads. And when it was time for them to harvest, or when it was time for him to share his sheep, David sent a note to Nabal telling him that we have kept your sheep night and day. We made sure that nobody picked any of the sheep. We have been the security to this thing. Therefore, it is time. We have heard that you are sharing your sheep. So kindly give us something in return. The Bible said the man asked them to go and tell them that indirectly he didn't even care about them. He was not going to give them anything at all. The Bible said that David and his men moved to attack that man. And that is how we came about women like Abigail. David was going to kill the man. He was going to destroy what he had worked for. He was going to make sure that that man's house will come down. And the big question is, what happened to that love? He was taking care of the man's sheep. He cared about everything the man had. But now he doesn't even care about the man's life. Why? Because the man failed to appreciate the people who had been there when he was not there. And so sometimes when we fail to appreciate other people, the consequences are so severe and we can't even define them on this program. Therefore, the need for us to do our possible best to appreciate when we have to appreciate. We know that it is very difficult to appreciate somebody who does not deserve your appreciation. Sometimes you are very much aware that this person has been cruel. He has not been good at all. He doesn't deserve to be appreciated by anybody. But beloved, it is good to appreciate people who know that they don't deserve appreciation than for you to look down on them just because they have not done things that are worth appreciation. I'm going to give you an example about a woman who happened to be in my church. This is a woman I have never prayed for, verbally, never factored in my prayer. I have never mentioned her name anywhere in my prayer. One day I was in my house and I received a call from this woman. And these were the words of the woman. I'll try and quote them. The woman says, "Thank you very much for the prayer that you have always been praying for me." Then I stand on the phone for about some few seconds and I'm asking myself, what do I do for this woman? Does she know who she's talking about? Is she on the right channel? Is she with the right person? And she's so thankful. And she's like, "Thank you. Your prayers for us has been working for us." Do you know what happened to me?
No.
After that day, I started praying for her. I felt so guilty in my head.
Wow.
I felt I don't deserve this particular appreciation. It is not an appreciation that should be directed to me. But the mere fact that she was able to come out to appreciate when I knew that I did not deserve the appreciation put me on my feet, gave me another strength. And I felt, no, it is not that I'm not doing the right thing. And so sometimes, even in the family, sometimes in the marriage, when you begin to wipe out people, give them a lot of appreciation when they know they do not deserve, because they are human beings and then they have conscience,
Okay.
the person will be pulled to the person's feet. There are times where you are appreciating people and they know they do not deserve it. And that is why we put those words into brackets. We put it there that appreciation is a hidden miracle. A hidden miracle. What is a miracle? When we talk about a miracle, it is something that is supernatural, something that we are not expecting is going to happen. But in some supernatural way, it happens. It could be something that could have happened in a normal way if a supernatural hand had not come in. Again, it could be something that could never have happened, but some way, somehow, it happened. And so when it rains at a time where we all know it's a dry season, rain is not miraculous. But when it happens in a dry season, we would term it as a miracle. Not because we are new to rain, but we are seeing the rain at a wrong time. So it becomes a miracle. In the same way, it could be that your whole limbs have been cut off. And somebody trying to pray for you has the opportunity to let the limbs show up again. We know that there's no device, there's no medical way of getting this thing back. But because it has been able to show up when we know there's nothing on earth that can do it, we term it as a miracle. And so when we are saying that appreciation is a miracle and it's a hidden one, appreciation is doing a lot of tricks and bringing a lot of things into play that we cannot talk about, that we don't see, but it's changing a lot in our lives. Let me add this and then I'll leave room for questions since we are almost getting to the end of our program. One thing I realized personally is that people who actually deserve the best side of us do not get it because we don't know why we have to give our whole selves to, we have to appreciate them. The truth is, it is usually the wrong people who are appreciated. Let me give you an example. I happened to be in a class where I was teaching with a large number of students. Then I asked all of them, how many of you go back to your parents to thank them after your fees have been paid? Okay. I happened to get about 2 or 3 children. Out of the big, it was a class of almost more than 30. Only about 2 of them raised their hands and they said, I've done that once, I've done that twice. They were even mentioning a number. And what it means is that it is not all the time. Then I asked the second question. Okay, so how much is your fees? And people are telling you the fees is in CDs is 1,500, it's 3,000. Some are paying 4,000, and nobody's appreciating anything. So we asked the second question: how many of you went to thank your uncle when he came to visit you in the home and gave you 10 CDs? And all of them raised their hands. And so we are asking the question, when uncle gave you 10 cedis,
Mhm.
you asked daddy to call him with your credits to thank him for 10 cedis. When daddy paid the school fees of 3,000 cedis, gave you all the money, gave you a place to sleep, gave you all that you needed, you didn't go and then thank daddy for any of the things.
Hmm.
And so sometimes we think that responsibilities are not attached to rights. And so
Yes.
because it is our right, we tend to forget that our rights come with other people's responsibilities. And if they do not discharge it, we will have that edge and that boldness to go out there to criticize them. The
Hmm.
truth is, anything that is worth criticizing is worth appreciating. Anything that is worth criticizing is worth appreciation, because both criticism and then appreciation they are all registered on our senses.
Hmm.
What will let you criticize somebody is what was registered on your senses. What will let you appreciate somebody is what was registered on your senses. So when you tasted the food, you saw that it had a lot of pepper. And that is why you went straight to your wife and told her that she doesn't know how to cook. Doesn't she know that she has to put a little pepper? Next time she has to put this pepper there. You were able to criticize because it landed on your taste bud. But the
Hmm.
day that the nice food also landed on your taste bud, you were feeling reluctant to go and tell her, I like this food. The food is very nice. So they all move in the same line. They all have to do with our senses, what we saw. We criticize people by what we hear. We criticize people by what we see. We criticize people by what we feel. We criticize people by what we taste or what we go through. And so everything that is worth criticizing is also worth appreciation or appreciating. But we find it very easy criticizing. We go around criticizing people all the time. But we find it very difficult and we think it's so normal. We think it's not worth it. And so we don't go out there appreciating people.
Hmm.
And miracle behind it, or what makes it a hidden miracle, is that whether people deserve it or they do not deserve it, when you appreciate them, you put them to task. If you tell somebody, I thank you for what you did, if the person did it, the person is going to do it again. If the
Exactly.
person didn't do it, the person is forced to do it this time.
Mhm.
And whether it brought progress or it caused you pain, the person keeps thinking, why is she thanking me for causing her pain? Why is this person saying thank you when I know very much that I did not do the right thing? Why is the person happy? Did the person receive a wrong signal or did somebody stand in for me? What really happened? We leave the person confused because we all have conscience in our minds and then we know the best for ourselves and what to expect. So we see these things most of the times in what we do. And appreciation is the nature of God. God tends to appreciate men on every activity. Everything that you do, God comes in to appreciate. And that is why in the Bible you see a number of people. God is saying, Abraham, I didn't know you loved me this much. God is
Mhm.
saying, oh, you did this very well. God is saying this. God is saying that. But for us human beings, it becomes so difficult for us to go out there and to appreciate people. Therefore, what I want to conclude by saying is appreciation should be specific. Don't generalize. Don't go and say, thank you for all the things that you have done for me. No. If the person had done something bad, you would not go and tell the person that I am very angry for all the things that you have done or you did against me. You will mention them one after the other after the other. When you go into marriages and then you want to go and settle issues, most of the issues that we encounter in marriages are issues of appreciation. And so you see the man saying, I do everything for her. She doesn't need anything. Anything that she needs, I do it for her. When he starts complaining like this, you should just know that his problem is not the strength or the ability to do what he's doing. His problem is the appreciation. The person did not react in response to the good that he did. The person is rather reacting according to how the person feels, or even more of the things that the person did. And when you are always doing a lot of things, only for people not to see and to appreciate you. The strength with which you are working now comes down. And so, like we were saying, it's another side of the giving that we talked about last week. But today, we are looking at appreciation. And we know that when we all try our possible best to appreciate the little things that people do for us, we'll be giving them the needed strength to be able to do more. Thank you very much. I will end here.
Okay, so thank you so much, Mr. Michael, and we will take a short break, and we'll be right back. But before we take the Kingdom Conversation that comes on live on every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the States, and from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. in GA time, and from 10 to 11 in UK's time. So in any ways, let your voice be heard. So I'm going to read some few messages to you, and then when we come back, then we will start with our questions. Yes, so Obapa Pascal said, nice teaching, which is like really, I mean, it's very powerful. Ophelia Boatin, okay, she watching us, and Angela Debra said very deep teachings. And also Kweku Jemfi said, I am here, I am here Samuel. Also happy, let me feels too much. Also she happy pa. Yansu your boha. Then Obapa Pascal said, I'm learning a lot. Very deep conversation. Very deep conversations. Then Kweku Jemfi said, oh, okay. He said, I'm learning a lot. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, it's like I mixed something and almost it's just okay. Kweku Jemfi said, yeah, very educative. Thank you all for your comments. And now we take a little bit short break, and then when we come, whilst I'll be breaking some few things down, we will be putting up our questions, and then, you know, I know he's also ready for us. Again, this is Kingdom Conversation, where we want the word of God come into reality, which means we apply it to our daily lives. You have said a lot, but when I come back, I'll start breaking some things down whilst we're also ready for your questions. So let's take a short break, and we will be right back.
Central time, when the Kingdom Conversations we unite as one. Larry Murphy, spreading light like the sun on Voice of the Nation Radio. We gather round, talking about our faith, a message so profound. From every corner of the world, we come together, sharing knowledge, making the gospel popular, discussing deep revelations. We find strength in each word. The Kingdom Conversations, with voices in each word. The Kingdom Conversations, where voices can be heard. The Kingdom Conversation, where voices can be heard. Join us on the airwaves. Come on and take the seat. The Kingdom Conversation, a place where all can meet together. We'll strive in faith, we will rise.
Yeah, you're listening to Kino Conversation that comes on live on every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in US time, and from 9 to 10 in Ghana time, and from 10 to 11 in UK's time. In any ways, let your voice be heard. You can listen to us live on TuneIn. So you can tune in your cars, as I always said. Tune into Voice of the Nation, and you can listen to the show. You can also listen to us on More Than Ghana. You just tune into More Than Ghana, and you can watch us live on Facebook, YouTube, and all the social media handles. And again, let your voice be heard. Continue to share, like, and follow. You share, like, and follow. Yeah. So you can also send your texts to the number 4049856 on WhatsApp. Yeah. So in any ways, let your voice be heard. Yeah. So Mr. Michael have said a lot. He has break a lot of things down. He started from when our senses, like the 5 senses, 7 senses, 8 senses, and talking about how we should appreciate things. And also after the senses, he break it down to he finalize everything, and he break it from top to the least child who even will understand what he was talking about. Even a child of 2 years, 3 years will understand what he was saying. So to me, what I get out of this is we have to appreciate every little thing, everything. You have to appreciate, even when I don't want to use even, because that's even the greatest one. When you wake up in the morning, when the divine selection picks you up and you wake up in the morning, you should be thankful right there. That's the greatest one. You have to be thankful. If you are able to open your eyes and you can see, you should be thankful. If you can hear me as I'm talking, you should be thankful. If you can smell, you should be thankful. If you can eat, because he talk about taste and all that. You should be thankful in every aspect of your life. Because there are some people, all that I mentioned, it's so meaningful to us. If we don't have those things, or we don't feel those things, or we can't do those things, you'll be surprised, because we take it for granted. Oh, I just wake up, sorry. And just like that. You think you just wake up like that? And you wake up and you can see, and your eyes can see everything around you. You think it's just like that? We take a whole lot of things for granted. But just sit down and think, because all these things that I mentioned, or he did mention, if one of them fails you, that that wow. Because to wake up and go and brush your teeth, it's like you think it's normal. But when you get into some stage, or something happened to you and you can't walk, you can't see, you can't even raise your hands, you can't even hear, then that everything about you is a blessing. Everything about you, is something that you have to be appreciated. Then he talks about giving, like he talk about somebody. Okay, the questions. Okay, so Mr. Michael, the question that the text question says, so those who works at church should be appreciated by paying them, or those who work at the church and they pay them, have they received their appreciation, or need to be appreciated after being paid? And those who don't get paid, they should be recognized and be appreciated all the time. I don't know, but that's why he put a question mark over there. Mr. Michael. Oh, okay. I think he's having a little bit technical problem, but I know he will be here. But I think with this question, I can answer some before he get here. It's like, yes, I think in everything, even if you pay them or you don't, you still need to appreciate them, because though he's being paid, it's like it's not about the money, but the mindsets and the heart that a person have it's the most important, because there's a lot of people out there, a lot of people who come to church every day, every Sunday, but they don't do anything. But if that person have that mindset that, oh, I'll do this to help, then for sure he or she need to be appreciated. He need to be, I mean, some people don't want to be recognized, but if you are felt that person needs to be recognized, why not? Because I think the only person we all see is the man of God, the pastor, who's always, in front of us. But then before he get there, there's a lot of people, make sure the place is clean. I mean, the chairs are well arranged, everything, a lot of things take place before he being just the face of the church. But then a lot of things happened before he get there. So to me, I think they have to be appreciated. I think they have to be appreciated. Yes. So we still, whilst we're waiting on Mr. Michael, I'll just be breaking some few things down. Yeah. So you need to be appreciated in everything. You yourself, first of all, you have to appreciate yourself. Like he said, you have to, you can, like I always say this, you can't give what you don't have. Is that Michael?
Yes.
Okay. So the question again, this person is asking that those like who works at the church and they being paid. It's two things. He said that those who works at the church and they are being paid, are they supposed to be paid? And those who also who works at the church and don't get paid, they should should the church appreciate them or let be recognized? Then he put a question mark. I did answer it, but you talk about it, so I think you can give us more insight about it.
Okay. Thank you very much for.
We can't hear you, please. It looks like you're a little bit. Your sound is a little bit down.
Okay.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes.
Am I now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
Okay, so thank you for the question. I didn't get to know the name of the person, but I want to thank you for your question. Yeah.
Abasa. Okay, is that Abna also said is watching. Okay, and please, can you again?
Okay, so again? For the question.
Okay.
For the issue of church. For the issue of church, it depends on the two parties involved. Whoever is in the position to be appreciated, and whoever is in the position to also appreciate the other person. Time didn't permit us to talk more about the forms of appreciation. But there are different ways where we appreciate people. Sometimes you can appreciate people with your loved with your money. Let me give you this example. You go for graduation ceremonies, and you realize that people who have come out as outstanding students or as the best student, they only have the opportunity to take a panel, maybe 5 or 6 people, which others did not have the opportunity to take. Looking at the students have been going through, they have been learning from grade 1, being able to make it either to undergraduate or possibly a master's program. The only form of application is that they move into the panel and then they shake one person's hand. And for them, it's so much for them having the privilege to shake somebody's hand. So when we bring it in relation to the church, even if the church is not able to appreciate it by paying people, because maybe they didn't sign any contract, they didn't tell them anytime you come to pay, we will give you $100, we'll give you $20. Okay. the leaders of the church have to appreciate at least a thank you, at least. Oh, okay, keep coming. You have been so helpful. Anytime you come around church service, it's really wonderful. We can imagine how it would have been today without you. Something let them know that that thing that was pleasant has been registered in your senses. You saw it, you heard it, you felt the atmosphere. It was good. And so it's not necessarily paying the appreciation that come in substance. Sometimes it's nice and so forth, and then the person. So beside that, don't pay them, but they need to appreciate them. Once in a while, they can give them money because they do some kind of promise to be able to reach it. Unless
Wow.
they have
So,
says without assessment.
okay, I see the questions are coming, but our time. So, but I see about Pascal said, please, how is it bad when someone give you something and you don't show appreciation?
You want to know? Please come back again.
Yeah, she want to know how bad it is if somebody give you something and you don't appreciate it.
It's as bad as God reacts to us when we also show him appreciation. So you know that God gives something to say, he doesn't lose anything.
Mm-hmm.
But why does God come back and keep instructing us to praise him, to thank him, do this, to do that? It is more emotional than sources. You feel good. It's not even about what you lost, but the mere fact the person just looked down on you, the person decided to take it for granted. It's a very bad feeling. So it is very bad. If you keep not appreciating people, if you get to a time where people will not sacrifice for you, they won't give. Like how Uncle Barry was saying that week, they will stop, or they don't know why they have to kill themselves for you not to recognize it.
Okay, I think the question it said so. If you are like a church worker, like she put in quotes, like I mean, some of the leaders, and you don't be appreciated, do I have to leave the church, or I don't feel appreciated? Do I have to leave the church, or let my leaders know how I feel? How the higher church?
Okay, thank you so much for your question. I will not advise leaving the church. The reason I was leaving the church, any other church you try to join will also have people who might behave in the same way one behave.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't meet it outrightly, you are going to meet it in another form. So there's nothing with going to let them know how to kill you. You could tell them, I think you could have turned on me. Every time you keep criticizing me, but you never see any good thing that I do in this church. So it would be good to air your grievances if you feel as much and not be appreciated than for you to say you're leaving one church to the other. If you are joining another congregation that has human beings, then I can assure you are going to have another kind of misappreciation.
Okay, so to my understanding, because our time, but it looks like it's getting interesting because their questions need to be answered. So, like to my understanding, because with what he's saying, it means if you are not being recognized and you know you're doing a good work, I think that's the way he wanted to put his question. You're not being recognized and you're doing a good work at a church, like should and do I have to leave, or I have to let the leaders know that this is what I'm doing, and I feel like maybe I need to be recognized? Because you answered it, but I want to go a little bit deeper, because to that question, I think, I don't know, maybe I did add some to it. So now at the church, I'm doing good job. I'm doing all my best, and these people don't appreciate it, or they don't even, they take it for granted. Do I have to let these people know that, look, I mean, hey, it's nice one day just to say thank you or something like that? Or maybe because you don't want to, maybe, sometimes there are some people, they don't want person and that's on person, so then the person like to leave. But I mean, when you finish answer that way, that person, now I can also answer a little bit add to what you're gonna say to it though. So that's the main, I think that's the main understanding of what he wants to say. Like that's what he wants, like that's his questions.
Okay, thank you very much. So sometimes people act out of ignorance.
Okay.
We think they are supposed to know, but maybe we don't really know that what they are doing is really hurting other people's feelings. So if you have gone to attention a number of times and they are still intentionally appreciating you, then we can go on to take the next step. But if you haven't done that before, it's possible that they haven't sat down to know what you are doing, which needs appreciation. So like Uncle Barry is asking, yes, draw the attention. Because when
Yes.
you leave, you don't know the next person who also fall victim to what you are falling victim.
Yes.
You think they know, but they'll be doing it to a lot of other people just because you draw their attention what they did wrong.
That's powerful. So like me too, the letter I'll add to this person text is like, I mean, like he said, you one, what I want you to know that everything that you're doing for God. But again, I mean, you're doing for humans, but remember, he's the one who is gonna reward you in everything that you do. So first of all, just have that thing. It's like you're doing for him. And two, though they can recognize you, that's fine, that's okay. But the he recognizing you, it's more better than humans. But again, we all need to be appreciated. Me, like the way you that's why I repeated your question again, because maybe I'll feel bad if I'm doing everything at church and it's like they don't see, or like try to make me feel like I ain't doing that. Like he also said, sometimes you just have to, bring it to their attention, like, oh, like, just, but the ultimate thing I will say is you're doing it for God. Because if you look at the church or the people and the members, you're going to quit. But when you quit, then you're a loser. Because when the time comes, believe me, which is the ultimate goal for all Christians to make it to heaven, hey, be a dinilem. When you say you quit before somebody there, then it's like, I mean, you have to be blaming yourself. So that's the little I can add to it. And our time is up. I mean, it's so interesting, but what can we do? And definitely I have to bring my nephew back again, because it's like it's a lot to questions to answer. And also the appreciation is a very powerful topic. But like he said in the letter house, I'm also adding to it is that we should appreciate everything. It should be part and parcel of us, because everything around us, it's a blessing to me. Everything about us is a blessing. Everything. So we should appreciate everything that happens to us. Sometimes good, bad, ugly, we still appreciate God. I mean, our God, he knows best. And when coming to, reality, sometimes we all need to be appreciated. If somebody do something good for you, try and say thank you, because when you do that, it motivates the person to do more. Like he talked about somebody giving you 2,000, and then 4 days time you did call to the person and ask you, did you see this money in the account? He said, oh yes, I'm sorry, thank you. That you don't even value that thank you, because you know that person don't even appreciate it. And with that, believe me, I'm a human. I ain't gonna do anymore. I'm just being straight up. just being straight, you know. I mean, you ain't gonna do it anymore because you think like what you're doing, the person don't appreciate. So we need to appreciate every little things that if it's sometimes it's not about money, somebody saying something to empower, to motivate you, or just doing something to put a smile at your face, you should be able to say thank you. So to me, I say like you have to appreciate everything around you, whether it's a child, grown-up, youth, no matter what it is. Don't underestimate that appreciation because it goes a long way. That thing, appreciate, like thank you, can do something that your bank accounts cannot do for you. You understand me? So please, I mean, even if you didn't learn anything today, know that you can't give what you don't have. So what it is the more you appreciate, the more you give what is in you, the more God also multiplied it so that you can always be a giver. So I don't know, but Mr. Michael, if you have something more to say, because we have come to the end of the show, and then next week at the same time we'll be here. But again, it's going to start at 5 p.m. and big thanks to all our listeners, to our viewers. I mean, I really appreciate your time, even buying a credit. I mean, I want to take this opportunity to say all those who be coming, giving comments, sending their questions. I really appreciate it. It looks like today, because of appreciation, so I want to talk more about appreciation, right? Yes, I really, really know not about this topic, but from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate all of you because, you know, your time, your money, everything, because you invest in all this, you know. Though y'all learn a lot, but I really appreciate it because without y'all, I don't exist. You know, I can be on it and talk, and nobody comes on it. It doesn't make any sense. But then with you, makes me also feel good. It empower me. It motivates me to know that at least I'm doing a good work. So thank you all. Thank you all, especially I start from Obapa, Angela Deborah, Ophelia Boatin, Kweku Jemfi, and all the rest. I can't mention all the names, but our punctual watch as who always be with us, Mr. Martin, and all me. I can't mention all the names, but if I remember, I will put it out there. But thank you all, and also for the Voice of the Nation team. I really appreciate you because you are doing a great work. The technical crew, the team. Without you, we also can do it. So I know Mr. Michael is on it, and I want to I don't know if he has something to say, his last words before he go. And you're gonna see more of him. And very soon he's going to put out some of his information so that maybe if you need some few advice or something you're going through, you can also contact him and, you know, he can help you out. Mr. Michael, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you now. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So talking about that, I would also appreciate that. Very grateful for giving us for listening here.
Oh, maybe I'm sorry, Mr. Lati and the Jerry Kobna. Oh, Mr. Jerry, Charlie, God bless you all. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't mention all of your name. I can't mention it all, but thank you all, Mr. Jerry in New York, man. One of the powerful men making a big difference over there. Mr. Jerry, Charlie, here our house, you're steady. All right. Thank you. Okay, so Mr. Michael, please, you can tell us your last words and how we can contact you and everything, please.
Okay, so with the information we have heard or let's try to especially the full cycle. When your wife is looking beautiful, is looking beautiful. If somebody needs something nice for you, let the person that your senses are and they see, they to recognize anything like that you get. Okay, so again, my name is Michael Down. I'm also very nephew. I would say direct for my contact, it's like 233-54.
Mr. Michael, you're breaking. I wish somebody can tap it down there.
626 +2.
Okay. So please, can you repeat your number again? Okay,
I think we're having a little bit technical problem, but then, like he said, he already jumped into marriage where there's always issues at. So if you have any marriage problem, anything that you can contact him and he will also be there for you. I'm sorry for the time, we spent more than 15 minutes over, but when it's getting interesting and everything is like more questions, I'm trying that everyone's question should be answered. So to our viewers, to our listeners, all I would say is I appreciate you again, and I also have to appreciate others. We, the parents, also have to appreciate our children. Our children have to appreciate us. Everything we have to show appreciation, and we have to appreciate the Almighty who make all these things possible for us, blessing us with the gift of life and the divine wisdom to make powerful decisions and all that. So about Kingdom Conversation is about bringing the Bible into reality and also applying to our daily life. So today, what we learned is that we should appreciate everything and every aspect of our life. Everything. As I'm talking, just shaking my head. Everything you have to appreciate, because what you're doing now or what you think is not me. If somebody is able to do it, it's going to be a miracle for that person, because he can do it. He can talk. Do you understand what I mean? If he talks today, it's a big miracle. So please, that hidden miracles, we have to appreciate those hidden ones, and then the one we can also show. God bless you all. Next week at the same time, we'll be here for you guys. And then Ancestry Berry Show coming on this Friday, and it's gonna be powerful, and tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, Mr. Michael, I know our time is way gone, but then you were breaking. So if you can give us the phone number again and how to contact you again, that would be great.
Okay, so please contact number for phone +23 5409 44 626 +2 5409 44 626. If you want to send an email, the email address is all in lowercase BRO, as in bro, BRO, MICK, as in bro, Mickey, to BRO, MICY, 12 at Yahoo, BRO, MICY, 12 at Yahoo.com. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. And thank you all to our listeners and all our viewers. I did great. I see some few questions also coming, but next week, I think next week we will continue with it. We will see how things gonna be. Yes, Kweku Jemfi, God bless you too. God bless you too. We love you all, and we really appreciate. Yeah, we are all blessed out of it. So God bless you. God bless you all. Yes, so that's the end of Kingdom Conversation. Next week at the same time, we'll be here. But coming this Friday, Ancestry Berry Show, yes, for sure. I always have surprises for you guys. I don't want to even tell you the topic that we're going to discuss, but be on it, and I know you will be blessed. So next week at the same time, we'll be here. Thanks so much to Mr. Michael. Have so much information, and I know by his grace, he's going to empower us and also make a big difference in your lives, in our lives, in my life, in everyone's life. So if you have any problem or you have anything going on that you need somebody to talk with, or need somebody who can advise, or somebody who can, God-fearing person with wisdom and divine favor upon them, please contact my nephew. It's not that because he is, that's what I'm saying all this, but believe me, he got all the inclination. He's so powerful. Next week at the same time, Kingdom Conversations, Shalom. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Set us on time. From the Kingdom Conversations, we unite. Bearing earthly needs, spreading light like the sun. On Voice of the Nation Radio, we gather round, talking about
I'm down.
faith, a message so profound. From every